Welcome back. So we're going to go right to an interview now conducted by Emily with two guys who put on some awesome shows locally. So rock and roll, Emily.
Welcome back to Don't Expect Much. I'm Emily McDougall and I'm here with Pat and Doug, and they organize the shows for Sarnia Scene. Hi there.
How are you?
Hey.
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
Good.
Not bad.
So what is Sarnia Scene?
Well, this is actually a long story because we started back when we were about 16 and we were in high school, and we just wanted to see bands that we liked, and no one would do shows for the bands we liked, and most of these bands were friends of ours. So we started doing shows for them, and then we started getting bands from out of town, and just grew and got more difficult and more stressful and more rewarding, and here we are today. We've done over like 35 shows since we've been
37 right now, actually.
We've got 2 coming up.
Well, that's good. So what does it involve getting these shows started and stuff?
Basically, it's a whole bunch of organization skills, actually. Basically, it starts off by picking out the bands, which ones you want to see, which ones the fans want to see in town. And so Doug here actually, he contacts the bands, and if they say yes or no, then we start planning around that.
Yeah, it goes to a huge extent. Like some bands, they just say $50 gas money, and then other bands, they have agents where we have to deal with lots of contracts and stuff like that, and riders, and it gets pretty stressful.
So it's where these bands go and perform?
All around town, actually. We don't really have one set venue right now. We've played anywhere from little small clubs like the AFAC or the Eagles Club, and we've done bigger things like the Industry, which the Stokely Zone.
And we did a few shows at the Trinity Lounge downtown.
Downtown, yeah.
So, are you hoping this to go on for a very long time? And
Definitely.
We kind of want to make a living out of it. Like right now, we do it on a very small scale, but eventually we would like to be a bar owner and have our own venue, so we don't have to be hopping around town.
Sort of have weekly talent shows and like entertainment in town, and just a place where people can go and actually just listen to music on a weekly basis.
Without a place to go, it's really limited. We can't really do lots of different kinds of shows with no time to organize all these shows with nowhere to have them. So
what the shows what are they all about? What happens?
I think it's enjoying yourself, basically just having a good time and listening to some pretty sweet bands.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I was getting at, the limitations. I was like, a lot of people like different kinds of music, and only being able to do one show a month, we usually get bands that we like, and it's hard to listen to the people who live in Sarnia. Mm-hmm. And also it's hard to get the word out around Sarnia too without a frequent place to go to.
Yeah.
Because you're jumping from place to place.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
We've had different crowds at different venues all the time.
I mean, we try to mix it up, different genres each show. One show could be metal, the next could be punk or ska, or we even had a couple sort of jazz bands in. So.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite type to deal with and watch and stuff?
To deal with, I'd probably say the punks. I mean, all they want is $50 to $100 gas money and just a couple of beers when they get here. And I mean, they always put on an amazing show. They're right there in the crowd. They're all about crowd appreciation. It's not about the music, but it's also about the crowd loving them at the same time. So they definitely play for the audience.
What about ones you like to listen to and stuff? What's your type? That's your
favorite type to listen to? I'm more of a punk ska type of kid.
I'm into a lot of hardcore punk rock and a lot of thrash metal, which is fast metal. If anyone likes Slayer, that's on a big scale. But I'm really into a lot of underground bands that a lot of people haven't heard about. Mm-hmm. It's an underground band isn't necessarily a band that isn't big. It's an underground band gets big without the mainstream, which was without a radio, without TV appearances and stuff like that, and they do it themselves. And it's a really, being underground is a really important ethic for a lot of musicians, because once you go mainstream, it becomes less about the music and more about marketing and publicity.
About what your agents want and, you know, your image.
And your image.
What, like, are you in any bands? Any of you two?
I play in a hardcore punk rock band from Sarnia. We're called CA13. My drummer, his name is Brendan Skeeman. He's from Corunna. He's only 16. He's turning 17. He's been playing drums for about 7 years now. My friend Brent Arson, he's from Sombra, which is about half an hour from here. And he's about 18 now, I believe. 18. Yeah. And then my friend Mike, who is 18 as well, and he lives in Sarnia with me, and he plays guitar. And
I'm not in a band. I don't play any musical instruments. I think that's why I started putting on shows. I mean, if you can't play anything, you know, might as well get people to play for you, type of thing.
So which one's really the mastermind behind it all? Are you both working together?
We're 50-50.
Yeah. I do a lot of the booking, and he does actually a lot of the promotion, and he deals with a lot of financial stuff. Like, I usually, like, since I book the bands, I'll get the contracts and stuff, but Pat's always the one who ends up dealing with them because he's better at it than me.
Is there any way bands can reach you and stuff?
Yeah.
To try?
I guess just the website.
Yeah, we have a website called www.thesarniascene.ca.
Yeah. It has a whole bunch of information.
Yeah, we have all
the shows.
And it's a couple sound clips and stuff.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
No
problem. It was really great having you. And thanks again.